Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
Well, good morning to you and welcome into Fox 10 Midday on this Thursday. It is April 16th. I'm Ashley Mitchell.
Meteorologist Nicholas Herbosa. We're over here settling our differences. Okay, so in the
Per usual.
In the 10 a.m. hour, we talked about laundry. I'm going to continue this conversation real quick and then I'll get to weather.
We've got to get past this, but go ahead.
So you said last time we talked about laundry yesterday on National Laundry Day or whatever it was,
true.
that you do your laundry once a month.
I did my laundry for the first time in a month this past month, but that is not the norm, and I would like to clear my name and clear the air because I heard Nick was bashing me on Studio 10.
Okay.
So let's get that settled before we start today.
Now, you just said your washer broke.
It did break, so now it's going to be like 2 months. So it might become a regular thing. But yes, I do my laundry, and yes, I'm a clean person.
Anyways,
let's get to the forecast.
Yeah, let's talk about the forecast now that we've cleared that up. All right, Norwich Beach, you can see some cumulus clouds developing off in the distance. This is a lovely day, though, that we're anticipating for today. You can see the pass. I see a few boats going out there. You have really nice temperatures here that are going to be rolling up through the upper 70s through the day today, and mainly sunny conditions down at the beach, especially with that sea breeze blowing in. It'll blow any clouds away. So abundant sunshine. Be sure to grab the sunblock if you are down at the beach today. And again, moderate surf that we have going on right now. 79 degrees, surf of 1 to 2 feet. We'll reduce the rip current risk to low for Friday and Saturday. Great news for beachgoers. However, on Saturday, you will notice a lot more cloud cover. Not really a rain chance, though, but definitely more cloud cover there. Quick reminder about the beach flags. Of course, you will not see green flags here at our Gulf Coast beaches, but yellow flags are primarily the thing that are flying. We have had a couple red flags flying as well. It depends on the beach, so keep an eye on that. And don't forget about those purple flags as well. Those purple flags means dangerous marine life, and we have seen that, including the Portuguese man-o-war, which is an ugly jellyfish-related species that is down there. It has a really rough sting, so just be careful down at the beach. All right, temperatures getting into the 70s right now, eventually going to get up into the 80s later today. We could even see some upper 80s in our inland spots, 87 in Chatham, Calvert, and in Leakesville here. Here's your futurecast. There is the smallest chance of a sea breeze rain shower today. Here's 3 p.m. and you see that one rain shower happening there. Otherwise, it's a quiet one. Rainfall over the next 7 days, though. There's a push on Sunday that gives us a rain chance. We'll talk about that Sunday rain chance and more coming up.
All right, Nick, thank you. Topping our headlines today on Fox 10 Midday, we are learning more about a shooting in Mobile that left 2 people hurt. And here's a look back at that scene. Police say it all happened yesterday evening right outside the Dauphin Gate Apartments. Video shows officers using flashlights searching between buildings with several patrol cars on scene, lights flashing as they comb through the area. Investigators say a boy and a woman were driven to the hospital, and we are told their injuries are not life-threatening. And in Baldwin County, a verdict is reached in the case of a woman in Fairhope arresting for wearing what police called an obscene costume during a protest. 61-year-old Gianna Gamble faces 4 charges, including disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. She walked out of Fairhope Municipal Court not guilty on 3 counts, with a 4th charge dismissed. Police arrested Gamble last October during a No Kings rally after they say she refused to remove this costume. Prosecutors argued she was creating a distraction for drivers on a busy roadway, posing a public safety concern. However, Gamble's attorney argued the arrest violated her First Amendment right to free speech, saying her costume and sign together were a protected political statement and that the arresting officer simply took personal offense.
He just found her to be offensive. I mean, again, that's all he talked about. And when he was testifying was, not when he was testifying, when he was confronting her was, I'm not going to put up with this in my town. He said nothing about her causing any problems with traffic.
Gamble's attorney says her civil rights were violated, and they are now weighing whether to pursue further legal action on that claim. And also in Baldwin County, an ATV rollover crash in Foley sends 4 teens to the hospital. One of them even had to be airlifted to Sacred Heart Hospital in Pensacola. The accident happened Tuesday evening on Dale Lane near Sunset Circle. Fully Fire Chief Joseph Darby says it did not appear the teens were wearing helmets or any protective gear. Although there were injuries, Chief Darby says the situation could have been much worse. And now he has a message for families with ATVs.
Ride those where they're meant to be ridden. We encourage kids to have fun. You know, it's nice to see kids outside and playing, but obviously they need to follow the safety standards to hopefully prevent what happened.
Foley police are investigating what exactly led up to the crash, and still no word on the juvenile's conditions this morning. The Pentagon gave its first briefing this morning since launching a military blockade on Iranian ports, which no ships have broken through. Only those carrying essential items like food and medical supplies can enter, but others, especially those carrying Iranian oil, are met with a warning. The Pentagon is sending a strong message to the Iranian regime, with time running out for them to make a deal before a ceasefire expires next week.
We know what military assets you are moving and where you are moving them to. We are locked and loaded on your critical dual-use infrastructure, on your remaining power generation, and on your energy industry.
Pentagon officials say 14 ships have turned around so far, and U.S. forces have not had to take further action. They also say the blockade will stay in place as long as necessary, and U.S. troops are ready to resume fighting if a long-term deal is not reached. Europe, meanwhile, is running out of fuel. That's the word from the International Energy Agency, which issued a stark warning on Thursday about how the war in Iran is impacting global supplies of oil and gas. Fox News correspondent Jeff Paul has the latest from London.
In Europe, we have maybe 6 weeks or so jet fuel left.
The head of the International Energy Agency isn't mincing words about the state of the world's oil reserves. Fatih Birol says the ongoing conflict with Iran and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz is putting unprecedented pressure on energy supplies. And soon the effects will be felt in the U.S., including canceled flights and higher ticket prices as airlines gear up for the busy summer travel season.
Two big problems. First, the high prices, and second, availability of the gas.
About 25% of the world's oil was transported through the strait before the conflict began, forcing countries to dig deep into their oil reserves.
What is happening now is the largest energy crisis we have ever faced in the history.
President Trump says the oil will start flowing again when he makes a deal with Iran, but so far that hasn't happened, and the strait remains under a U.S. naval blockade.
Donald Trump is learning the hard way that ending a war is a lot harder than beginning one.
But the White House is pushing back, pointing out prices are already falling and predicting they'll be back to normal by the summer or early fall.
I'm optimistic that sometime between June 20th and September 20th, that we can have $3 gas again.
The International Energy Agency says gas prices could climb up to $5 a gallon if the strait isn't reopened by the end of May. In London, Jeff Paul, Fox News.
Also today, Pope Leo XIV heads to Western Cameroon to hold a peace meeting at the center of a separatist conflict in the country. The pontiff was seen boarding a plane earlier this morning in Cameroon's capital, Yaoundé, and waved to crowds before departing for Bamenda. In Cameroon's conflict-hit Anglophone region, he's expected to preside over a peace meeting involving a Mankin traditional chief, a Presbyterian moderator, an imam, and a Catholic nun. The region is the epicenter of a separatist conflict that humanitarian groups have called one of the world's most neglected crises. This is the latest stop on Pope Leo's four-country Africa tour. In the meantime, a former lieutenant governor of Virginia is dead after police say he shot and killed his wife in a murder-suicide. Fairfax County Police Chief Kevin Davis says Justin Fairfax shot his wife several times inside their home in Annandale. Fairfax then went to another part of the home where he shot and killed himself. When officers arrived just after midnight, they found both adults dead inside. Details on what led to the shooting are still being investigated, but the chief says the couple was in the process of a divorce. Chief Davis says the couple's children were in the home at the time of the shootings, but were not hurt. Alabama's primary election is 4 weeks away now. 7 candidates are vying for the state's first congressional district seat, and you can hear from them directly. Fox 10 News, along with our sister stations in Dothan and Montgomery, are teaming up to bring you the Decision 2026 Political Forum, streaming live tonight at 6:30 p.m. Fox 10's Lenise Lagon will be one of the moderators, asking the candidates questions about issues that matter most to the community. You can watch it live on the Fox 10 News app, our website, or the Fox 10 News Gulfstream TV app, available on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. It's 11:10 on your Thursday now. Coming up on Fox 10 Midday, it's a big day in Citronelle. A large piece of Citronelle's downtown comeback is happening right now. Stephen Moody has more on the new Bartram Plaza after this. But first, Nick, a lovely day for this event.
Yes, and a lovely day to be outside, but if you want to do the cat nap, which is always an option, it does not look bad. Here's the forecast planner of the next few hours. Temperature 81 degrees. This is Cookie, submitted by Adrian Brantley. Here you can see that the partly cloudy skies continue, the warm conditions continue. If you want your cat on the cat nap forecast, please submit it on the Fox 10 weather app, or you can send it to us on social media.
Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday this morning. We are getting a first look today at a big piece of Citronelle's downtown comeback, all while celebrating residents who remember what downtown used to be. Fox 10's Stephen Moody is live this morning with more on a special event happening right now. Stephen, what can you tell us all about it?
Yeah, hey, good morning. We have been here all morning, and there's been a buzz brewing here in Citronelle, not just because of how amazing the city is, but because of the efforts happening here to revitalize downtown. Now, you may remember we were here a month ago for the unveiling of a new mural, and now we're standing here in the brand new Bartram Plaza. Now, if you graduated from Citronelle High School back in the 60s, 70s, or even the 50s, this event is for you. This event is happening here at the new Bartram Plaza, dedicated to naturalist William Bartram's visit to the area back in 1775. Now, a formerly blighted building on North Main, where the roof had caved in and demolition seemed likely, is now in the process of being turned into a beautiful new public plaza. Every month, these Citronelle natives gather in a location to discuss these changes, and this month's location is right here, and they are so glad to see it coming back to life.
I got cold chills when I walked up because the ghosts of the past are here, and the people of the future are here. So it's just incredible to be a part of this.
Now, you may see some of the t-shirts that these natives are wearing, and it's all about, like I mentioned before, the efforts to revitalize this area. So we're going to go ahead and sit in on this meeting, and we'll have the full story coming up later on tonight. But for now, reporting live this morning here in downtown Citronelle. Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
Nice weather out there. Here's a look at the Osprey camera, the Wolf Bay Osprey camera. There's a little bit of wind out there right now on that Eagle Tower there. Really cool shot always to look at here. One thing we are noticing down at the coast is a little bit more of a southerly breeze, and that is leading to sea breeze that's pushing in here. You might notice the clouds rolling from south to north. We'll talk about that in a second. First of all, here are your weather headlines on our Thursday. You can see here that today Thursday, Ashley?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Get it together.
Losing my mind. I know. All right, quiet and warm for today. You can see here that we are really feeling quite nice in our temperatures this afternoon. However, our inland spots could get all the way up close to 90 degrees, so that's quite warm. A cold front happens early on Sunday, and that is going to give us a temperature change. We will see temperatures dropping all the way back with highs in the 70s later on. Then a pattern change possible at the end of next week. Let's talk about it. First of all, here are your rain chances. A very small one today with those sea breeze rain showers. Otherwise, here's the Sunday rain chance around 30%. That is as a cold front rolls through. And then as we go to Tuesday Tuesday and Wednesday here, you're going to see those rain chances. They're around 10% here. Maybe towards the end of next week, they start to bump up just a little bit. Rainfall forecast over the next 7 days with the GFS forecast model. It looks like a quarter of an inch or less for our local area as this front passes. We are keeping an eye, of course, at the next week time frame where we could start to see some extra rainfall totals on top of this. This is not enough to bust the drought, but it's something, and we'll take it. So how does this occur? Well, we have a very small rain shower chance today, but that's not anything to actually note. The bigger chance comes with this cold front, and it looks like it's going to be first half of the day on Sunday. This is 5 a.m. on Sunday. Here's your cold front positioned right here on this line, and pushing here through will be a band of broken rain showers, maybe 1 or 2 rumbles of thunder here, not expecting any severe weather. That ends by the end of the afternoon into the evening on Sunday. By Sunday evening, you'll notice cooler feeling air across our area as this air mass completely changes. We'll keep clouds around for Monday, and Monday will be generally a cooler day. On Tuesday, look at all that rain that's off to our southwest and to our west. Could get close to us. And that's why we have that around 10% chance of rain for midweek. Looking at the end of the week, around Thursday, Friday, it still looks quiet here. We have seen some forecast models that have been more aggressive with some scattered rain showers and thunderstorms towards this period, so something we'll watch for. Severe drought has been expanded across our area. This is the latest update on the drought monitor. You see that orange color now pretty much for most of the area. So dry conditions continuing. Today, around 10% chance of rain, high of 83 degrees in Mobile. Inland spots will be up into the middle 80s and upper 80s again, 87 in Brewton, 87 in Chatham. Here's a look at that futurecast into this afternoon. You can see just a couple specks of green that try to develop there. Those will be gone by the evening time. Here's your 7-day forecast. Again, 80s dropping into 70s, a big temperature change there. Then we start to work our way back and up in temperature as we head through next week.
Thanks, Nick. 11:19 now. We have a warning from the FBI. Cyber crimes are ramping up. The FBI says cyber criminals stole more than $167 million from Alabamians, and officials warn a new trend shows scammers targeting children. Morning anchor Sarah Wall is taking a look at the report, how scammers are going after teenagers, and what you can do to keep you and your family safe. In Depth with Sarah Wall, Cybercrime Report is available for you now on the Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app. And speaking of which, let me show you the Gulfstream app right here. If you have not downloaded the Fox 10 Gulfstream yet, this is your sign. It's so easy to use. We're going to click on it right here. We have our Roku remote today, but it really does put everything at your fingertips. So here's what it looks like when you open it up. Front and center, you've got your live coverage. Nick was talking just a couple of seconds ago. And tonight that includes our Decision 2026 Forum, which we will be streaming live today on our live events tab, which will be right up here. So that'll be right up here on the Fox 10 Gulfstream tonight if you're interested in watching it. But that's really just the start. We've got a ton of exclusive, in-depth content you won't find anywhere else, including special segments with our morning anchor Sarah Wall, like we just talked about. Again, the FBI warning that cyber crimes are increasing, so you can learn more about that topic if it interests you, as well as other stories that matter right here at home. Scrolling over, we talk about this a lot. This is our Unwritten Legends tab, and a brand new episode actually just dropped this week talking about lighthouses across the Gulf Coast. It's always just really interesting stories to listen to. You can watch it anytime right here in the app, and this dives deeper into Gulf Coast history. Plus, if you're more of an on-the-go person, we have 2 podcasts here at Fox 10. They're ready to go for you, whether you're listening in the car, on the way home from work. It's perfect for your commute or when you just want to stay informed. Bottom line, we've got live news, local stories, special features. It's all right here, including weather, of course, and Nick's going to talk a little bit more about that, Nick.
Yeah, so of course, what you're watching there is the live broadcast, and as Ashlyn mentioned, that is, of course, it's a little, very small delay there on the thing. But if you go down to the weather section here, that is the latest full forecast. And what we do is we will have whatever latest long form forecast that we have, that will go on the app. The forecast that I just did will go on the app. And then you go to the next weather section, a lot of very interesting stuff here. We talked about statewide fire alert again yesterday. We have some April weather history here in this segment. Probably going to do a little bit more on that today. That'll get posted here. But this is every weekday. You get something available on the Fox 10 weather app. So be sure to, or Fox 10 Gulfstream app in the weather section. So be sure to check it out. And if you want that full forecast on your television every morning, you can just go to that weather forecast section and you're good to go. Go back up to the homepage real quick. We'll look at one more thing here. I do want to mention, because you mentioned the live events tab, which is where you can watch tonight, but also the Radar Plus. That is a 24/7 stream of radar that is available. Also a few other elements in there, including current conditions. So another thing that you can use, all available on the Fox 10 Gulfstream app. Be sure to download it on your smart TV. Yeah, like Nick just said, go ahead and download it actually during this next commercial break. Again, it's free, and be sure to start exploring. We'll be right back.
The attic story, which is above the entablature, features the inscription "One Nation Under God," and on the opposite side will feature "Liberty and Justice for All."
Coming up, a massive new monument idea in the nation's capital. President Trump wants a 250-foot triumphal arch in the middle of Washington, D.C. Why some veterans and historians are suing to stop it after this. Welcome back. President Trump keeps adding to his long list of construction projects. Now he wants to build a large arch in the center of Washington to commemorate America's 250th birthday. Still, many groups are protesting, calling it a vanity project and saying it will ruin the Capitol. Fox's Chris Foster has more on this.
President Trump pushes for his United States Triumphal Arch in the middle of Washington, D.C. The concept and design was presented to a key federal agency for review and approval Thursday.
Today's submission proposes a two-column triumphal arch that embodies American freedom, American unity, American strength, and the American dream.
Trump wants the 250-foot arch built at Memorial Circle and with no expense spared. Renderings feature a Lady Liberty-like figure with wings atop, flanked by two soaring eagles. Guarding the base are 4 lions, all in gold.
The attic story, which is above the entablature, features the inscription "One Nation Under God," and on the opposite side will feature "Liberty and Justice for All."
No Trump arch! No Trump arch!
But the arch is already getting a lot of pushback. A group of veterans and historians filed a lawsuit attempting to block construction, saying it will obstruct sightlines.
We are here to express our horror at the monstrous 250-foot tall vanity arch which Trump plans to build at Memorial Circle. This arch will dwarf everything around it. This is an insane proposal, and we are here to say no.
President Trump's also proposing to paint the Eisenhower Executive Office building and build an underground screening center for White House visitors. In New York, Chris Foster, Fox News.
It's 11:27 now. There is a new Big Friday Kickoff podcast out. We've got a full preview for you right after the break. Plus, drive-through bots are taking your orders now. Those details straight ahead in your business headlines. But first, Nick, how is the weather shaping up for us?
Looking good out there. This is actually, look at our 24/7 stream. I just realized that was still behind me here. You can see the radar is absolutely clear. We are looking ahead, though, to our next rain chance and maybe a temperature change here. How about temperatures going into the 70s early next week? We'll talk about it in another full forecast update coming up.
On the next Investigate TV Plus, America is becoming grayer, but most people are not prepared for the challenges that come with aging.
You need to hand that information to someone who's going to take care of that and make sure they can look out for you.
We take an in-depth look at the cost of growing old and provide solutions so you can plan ahead for care later in life.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back into the studio. Now it's time for our half-hour headlines on this Thursday. First, Mobile police are investigating a serious multi-vehicle crash on westbound I-10 located near the Virginia Street exit. According to investigators, an 18-wheeler hauling vehicles collided with another car, then struck a concrete barrier and went over the bridge, landing on Tennessee Street below. Mobile police say an SUV that broke loose from the trailer came to rest on its side on the interstate. state. We're told the driver suffered life-threatening injuries and serious burns. We are working to get an update on the driver's condition, and once we do, we will pass that along to you. In the meantime, mosquitoes are starting to swarm all across the Gulf Coast. These pests start showing up when temps climb above 50 degrees, but once we hit the 70s, their numbers can explode. And of course, near the water, the season can stretch a lot longer, sometimes lasting from late winter all the way into fall. The Mobile County Health Department's Vector Services just received 100 new Sentinel chickens, all part of a program that uses the birds to detect viruses carried by local mosquitoes. Health officials in Mobile County say they're keeping a close eye on mosquito traps, and by May, populations are often high enough to start spraying local neighborhoods at night. And finally, Waterfront Rescue Mission and Bishop State Community College have started a new program to help those at the shelter find a path forward. Bishop State and Waterfront have worked together for several years now to get some of Waterfront's clients into different classes. But now they've created a special workforce development course just for them. 6 men are in the first class and are working towards different certifications, including forklift, flagger, and OSHA 10. The class meets Monday through Wednesday for 4 hours at a time. In the business world on this Thursday, a pioneer in TV shopping plans to reorganize in bankruptcy courts. Boeing goes on a hiring spree, prices cuts pay off for PepsiCo, and drive-through bots are officially taking your order. Fox's CJ Papa has those stories in today's Fox Business Briefs.
Cable shopping pioneer QVC Group says it plans to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It is the parent company of QVC and HSN. It has a restructuring plan with key lenders and sees the business turning around in 90 days. QVC says it will continue normal operations through the process. Boeing says it is hiring between 100 to 140 factory workers a week, the highest pace in about 2 years. The company is replacing retirees and increasing staffing as it steps up production and adds new models. You're seeing lower prices for some products from PepsiCo, and that's helping boost the business for the beverage and snack giant in the recent quarter. PepsiCo is parent company of Pepsi Beverages, Frito-Lay, Doritos, and other snacks. Its earnings topping expectations in the period. It also has been updating brands, adding protein and fiber to some of its snacks. And a bot might be taking your order for your next Dairy Queen Blizzard. The chain expanding its test on drive-through chatbots to several locations in the U.S. and Canada. The chatbots improve customer satisfaction scores by double-digit percentages. And restaurant tech company Presto says the bots are accurate about 90% of the time. CJ Papa, Fox News.
A very lovely day on the Gulf Coast. That Fairhope Pier shot is just absolutely gorgeous, pristine, beautiful. Southerly wind, a few cumulus clouds off in the distance. A nice day to be outside. Our weather headlines: mostly quiet, mostly warm, with temperatures soaring into the 80s, especially inland today. However, a temperature change is ahead with a cold front that passes early on Sunday. Sunday afternoon and evening will have a cooler feel, and there is a small rain chance on Sunday. Looking ahead, a pattern change, maybe into the end of next week. Way out there, but we're talking about it. And I'll have the details in a second. First of all, let's talk about today's forecast. Abundant sunshine with a warm afternoon, 83 degrees, only a 10% chance of a rain shower today. Mobile, Baldwin counties, if you're near the coast, you're near 80 degrees. If you're inland, you're near 85 degrees, 85 in Stockton, 85 in Mount Vernon, 83 in Saraland, 83 in downtown Mobile. Hopping inland, you have temperatures in the middle and upper 80s here. 87 in Alma, 87 in Wakerville, McIntosh, Chatham, Milry, 86 in Fruitdale, 86 in Bruton as well today. Northwest Florida, you have temperatures that are north of Interstate 10 in the middle 80s. South of Interstate 10 in the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees, 80 in Niceville, 80 in Navarre, 79 Pensacola today. Hopping over to our Mississippi counties, 86 McLean, 86 Leesville, 84 in Lucedale, 79 in Pascagoula. If you are down at the beach today, moderate surf, pay attention to those beach flags. We do have purple flags that are flying at some beaches as well. Surf 1 to 2 feet. Friday's going to be a gorgeous day with mainly sunny conditions. Then on Saturday, we are going to notice more cloud cover. across our area as we're preparing for that Sunday system. After that Sunday system, temperatures do go down. Sunday afternoon, your high temperature will go down to 74 degrees. That is a big change from the 10 degrees there on Saturday. So a big temperature change with that cold front. Temperatures slightly lower for early next week. Even the morning temperatures go down all the way down to around 50 degrees on Monday morning, Tuesday morning, 52 degrees. We could see some upper 40s in our inland spots. Here are the rain chances over the next 7 days. Again, there's that 30% on Sunday, 10% on Thursday. And then looking beyond, look at Tuesday, Wednesday. I have a 10 there. Maybe towards the end of next week or next weekend, we could have a more substantial rain chance, which we desperately need. Here's your near-term futurecast. You're going to see in the afternoon here around 3 p.m. the possibility of 1 or 2 rain showers. Very few, very far between. Here's 5 p.m. There's one that tries to develop there. Those will go away in the evening time. Looking beyond this, our Friday is fantastic with high pressure in control. Saturday, more clouds come in. Saturday night, this band of rain showers gets closer to us, and by 5 a.m. and on Sunday, it is impacting our area with rain showers in the morning. So be prepared for rain showers on Sunday morning. Then Sunday afternoon, we see clearing of those rain showers and cooler air moving in here, and we'll have a quiet start early next week with a few clouds around and temperatures that are down. Looking way beyond in the forecast, you see some rain that's off to our west. Some of that could creep our way maybe towards the end of next week. We're keeping an eye on that. Rainfall over the next 7 days with the GFS forecast model, only around 1/4 inch or less. Your 7-day outlook, warm temperatures, then slightly cooler here with those temperatures with highs in the 70s. Overall, very, very low rain chances. We desperately need the rain with the drought that we are in, but we do not have any substantial changes over the next 7 days.
All right, good to know, Nick. Thanks for that update there. 11:38 now, a new episode of the Big Friday Kickoff podcast is officially out, and it's a show packed with high school football. This week's podcast is all about the skill players to watch in offense this season for AA and single-A private schools. We're also talking about the new playoff format, and in this week's Spotlight, McGill-Toolen running back Ladarian Miller.
He'll be one of the best running backs in our area this season. Once again, coming off a year where he had over 750 rushing yards, 17 touchdowns on the ground, 130 receiving yards. He's really just a bell cow for them that I think they're going to lean on quite a bit.
And you can find the Big Friday Kickoff podcast on the Fox 10 Gulfstream app, on our website, fox10tv.com, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And do you want more from Fox 10? You can download the free Gulfstream app, get in-depth weather forecasts, watch Fox 10 News Live, and access all of your favorite Fox 10 content, including our newest installation of Unwritten Legends, in-depth with Sarah Wall, and truly so much more. The Gulfstream app is free and available on your smart TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more. Go ahead and download it today. For a lot of seniors, few things are as precious as their grandchildren. Scammers know this, and experts say they use it to their advantage. In this Aging Untold Extra, Tisha Powell shows us how and what happened when one con artist messed with the wrong grandma.
Krista Willis got a call that sounded real.
Usually a scam says potential scam or something like this, but it was actually somebody's name with a telephone number.
Really? Someone claiming to be law enforcement, saying her grandson had been in an accident and needed bond money immediately.
He says, I'm the deputy somebody, and your grandson was in an accident. He's at fault, and you need to pay his bond for him to get out.
It's the classic grandparent scam: fear, urgency, and a demand for money right now. According to Aging Untold expert Sam Craddock, these scams work because they hijack emotion before you have time to think.
Automatically, your adrenaline starts pumping. Automatically, that flight or fright, automatically that I've got to rescue the person I love kicks into your brain, and all objectivity goes out the window.
But in Willis's case, the scammer picked the wrong grandma. She knew her 20-year-old grandson was upstairs, so she stayed on the phone and started asking questions.
I need to know your name so I can call you back. And he was like, well, you don't need to know that information.
Not only is Willis a savvy grandmother, she's also a member of the Cuyahoga County Scam Squad in Cleveland, Ohio, and she let them have it.
And then he started like panicking, and he was like, this is my job, and I was like, this is your job? Scamming people?
Craddock says you don't have to confront a scammer to protect yourself. What matters is slowing it down and verifying the story independently.
So you want to have a safe word. You want to keep track of where your family is. If somebody's calling you and saying your daughter was just in a car accident, hang up the phone and call your daughter's phone.
How many seniors fall for this and just give up their life savings for something like this? And they're just trying to help their grandchild.
Just remember, if a call makes you panic, pause, verify, and report it, because the scammers are counting on urgent mistakes. Tisha.
And Aging Untold, a brand new talk show, airs right here on Fox 10 at 2 p.m. Right now, you can find more resources on the Aging Untold homepage at fox10tv.com. Be sure to check it out. And we've got a new safety alert for you at this hour. A nail polish remover is being recalled over the detection of potentially harmful chemicals. The Food and Drug Administration, FDA, is recalling about 4,000 units of a gel nail polish remover from the company called Morovin. The affected product was sold on Amazon from August 2025 to January 2026, and the recall comes after the FDA says they detected methylene chloride and chloroform in this product. The FDA says both of these substances are hazardous and are, quote, strictly prohibited in cosmetic formulations. If you bought this product on your screen, stop using it right away. Dispose of it and contact Morovin customer service for a full refund. On this day in history, April 16th, 1963, locked in a Birmingham jail cell, Martin Luther King Jr. turned scraps of paper into a powerful call for justice. His letter from Birmingham jail challenged America to act, not wait. It defended nonviolent protest and declared that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. The letter helped turn the tide of public opinion and pushed America closer to civil rights for all. Thanks for staying with us here on Fox 10 Midday this morning. Still ahead, a Titanic life jacket is up for auction. Plus, what looks like a scene right out of the movie I, Robot. A couple of wild boars in Poland run away while being chased by a robot. You can't make this up. Your Midday Talkers are right after this. Come back into Fox 10 Midday today. A rare Titanic artifact will be on the block this weekend.
UK auction house Henry Aldridge & Son says it's the only survivor's life jacket ever to go up for auction.
Wow, the same life jacket was auctioned in 2007 for about $140,000.
It's this time around. The jacket is expected to bring, get this, up to $474,000.
Wow. Yeah.
$474,000 for a life jacket.
It's increased in value. Yeah, the company says the then 22-year-old first-class passenger Laura Mabel Francatelli actually wore it.
The Titanic is infamous for sinking on its maiden voyage about 114 years ago.
What a
look at that life jacket.
Powerful symbol of history here. Saddening for sure to think about, but pretty incredible. I wonder who's going to purchase this.
Somebody
who loves history,
collection.
maybe some museum.
There's writing on it now.
Yeah, that's
but
incredible.
Again, that was actually that the survivor wore, which is a whole other thing as well. I mean, it helped save somebody's life.
So many artifacts from that moment in history for sure. Looking forward to seeing who snags that life jacket. Two of the newest residents at the Monterey Bay Aquarium in Monterey, California made their public debut on Tuesday.
Meet Surrey and Willow.
The two orphaned sea otters were rescued in 2022 in different areas off of the Central California coast.
The aquarium says Surrey was named after the Big Sur coastline, while Willow was named after the area where she was rescued.
Yeah, great names. The staff says Surrey is bold and independent, while Willow is social and resourceful.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has determined they cannot be released back into the wild.
Good, because so many folks will have a chance to see them, and otters are my favorite. Sea otters are my favorite animal, by the way. They are so fun. They're known as pups. when they're babies, when they're small. They are just full of personality. Look at that. There's I wonder, where's the closest place we can see otters here?
I actually do not know.
Really? Do they have otters at the Gulf Coast Zoo? The small one?
not know.
All right. Well, we'll do some research and see. Some wild video now out of Poland this week after a humanoid robot is seen chasing a group of wild boars through the streets of Warsaw. This is crazy.
Yes, okay. Brace yourselves here. This viral video taking place on Sunday. Edward, a Unitree 1 robot produced in China, is seen chasing after 3 boars.
Look at that form.
This is such a weird.
His form is crazy. He follows them through the streets until the boars are seen disappearing into the woods, effectively ending Edward's foot chase.
The humanoid has been seen walking around cities in Poland in recent weeks.
Yeah, shopping in markets, attempting to ride buses, and even visiting the Polish parliament. This is where we are at in our moment in history right now.
Could you imagine just be like on a grocery run or something?
This would terrify me because from far away it really does look like a real person. I think the gait and his stride really gives it away when you're up close. So that's honestly what I look like when I run, let's be real. I would have loved to have one of these. Okay, so quick little story time before we go to commercial break. The night before my wedding, wild boars came and ran in through our reception area and destroyed a lot of stuff. I did not know this was going on because they safely took care of the wild boars, but might have been nice to have one of those robots around to chase them.
Had a humanoid robot to go
the
in
things
and-
that happen in Wilmer, Alabama, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is one of the weirdest videos I've ever seen in my life.
This is honestly really funny.
Yeah. All right. Take a look outside right now. Beautiful view from Dauphin Island, Eastern Shore Toyota Camera Network. This is, of course, at the Dauphin Island Sea Lab here. So we have some clouds off in the distance. Could we see a rain shower today? I'll have a final look at Futurecast and more coming up.
Welcome back. A short audio clip of Amelia Earhart, recorded more than 9 decades ago, was meant to be a novelty tucked into the back of a book. But thanks to some seriously cool tech, that crackly little keepsake is sounding new again. Patrick Cornell has this interesting story and more in today's Take a Look at This.
A nearly 100-year-old recording of famed aviator Amelia Earhart has been revived.
Something happened which has never happened before in my 12 years of flying.
It's a snippet from a speech she gave in London on May 22, 1932, broadcast to New York, detailing a heart-pounding moment while flying solo across the Atlantic on a 15-hour flight.
That is, the altimeter, the instrument required to register altitude, height above ground, period.
That crackled clip included in 78 RPM record format as a trinket in the back of Earhart's book, The Fun of It, which released 5 years before her infamous disappearance.
The hand swung around the dial in such a manner that I knew it was out of commission for the rest of the night.
94 years later, researchers at the Library of Congress found an original record. Made of cheap plastic and cardboard, the antique needed the touch of specialized equipment dubbed Irene, which uses a focal probe to map the record's grooves, creating a digital format that anyone can now listen to on the library's website. Transitioning from history to mystery, officials in Los Angeles County are asking, what exactly is this foul-smelling chunk of ice that seemingly smashed through the roof of a local home? Pictures provided by the county supervisor show the aftermath of the aerial invader's impact. A resident who was home at the time says he heard the explosion but was not hurt, finding the yellow-tinged dirty ice on the couch. In a letter to the FAA, County Supervisor Janice Hahn says the homeowner believes an airplane was overhead at the time the object crash-landed. She's asking for a thorough investigation. For Take a Look at This grossness, I'm Patrick Cornell.
My goodness. All right, final look at the forecast. There's a couple rain showers possible this afternoon. Next rain chance comes on Sunday, so that's the deal there. The rain chance today is so small, so for most of it's going to be dry and warm.
Okay, a nice day for us on this Thursday. Thank you for spending time with us here on Fox 10 Midday. We'll see you back here on Fox 10 Live at 3.